in between there, of course, money was initially regional in nature, necessarily, because economies were regional in nature. Gradually they became national. The king and queen issued money, and they said, this is fiat money. Use it, accept it, or be killed. Fiat money. Let it be. And wait, other question, yes. A simpler question. I mean, I could go on and on and on about the evolution of money from barter to a national currency, and local currency being an emphasis on regaining control more locally and regionally over monetary issue and utilization. Your other question, your first question was?
Just, can you characterize in some way how it's working out? How much money is in circulation? And how many
A total of, in Ithaca, New York, a total of $110,000 face value has been issued. And the multiplier, of course, in a system where the money does not leave town, dollars arrive, they shake a few hands, and they leave again. And they do whatever they want to do. Whether they fight wars, they drill oil, whatever the dollars do in the prevailing and conventional economy. But in Ithaca, the hours, once issued, circulate with a boundary around them generally. Though I have spent Ithaca hours in Philadelphia and in New York City among people who had heard of them and were willing to accept them because they figured someday they would go to Ithaca. Generally, otherwise, though, they circulate within the Ithaca area specifically. During the first 8 years of the development of the Ithaca hour system, as I said, I've talked with thousands of individuals, and 500 businesses maximum at one time were accepting Ithaca hours. Millions of dollars transacted. After 8 years, I transferred the system to an elected board. And they began to administer the system through monthly meetings. By contrast, I was managing the system through daily, on the street conversation. To the credit of the people in Ithaca, most of the weight of expanding the system was due to tens of thousands of conversations among people in Ithaca who explained it to each other, who promoted to one another. But there needed to be a pivotal networker in the system who was available and identifiable every single day on the street to promote, facilitate, and troubleshoot the circulation of the money. Once it transferred to an elected board of directors, as I say, who administered it through monthly meetings, it began to taper. The credibility of the money, the interventions with retailers particularly, who accepted and accumulated a lot of the money, declined. And so the system today is a small part of what it had achieved at its peak. And I emphasize this wherever I speak about local currency, the necessity of engaging, employing professionally a networker to promote, facilitate, and troubleshoot circulation of the money. And a networker should be an honored profession in every neighborhood, in every community. Because the networker is connecting people. What can be more democratic in a democracy than connecting people to one another? Skills, time, tools, and talent however modest they may be, connected to one another and to the most impressive retail offerings. Yes, sir.
Yes, I wanted to know if was this, some of the, like you did grants, you did loans, you did some of this troubleshooting, and I wondered if that's, do you have a resource that I work with the local currency here, just want to know if there's ways to promote this the same way and to have it operate. Could we give loans? Could we give grants? So, or should I just call you?
We began to make grants of the local currency to about, I think it was a maximum initially of 10% of the money otherwise issued. Soon after we began, as a way to promote, to emphasize, to underscore the value of having a local currency. So some organizations within Ithaca have lost state or federal funding. And we're happy to receive $150 or $200 worth of our local currency. We merely asked them for a letter saying how they would use it, what they needed, and how they would use it. And we issued the money to them. We asked them also to file a report after they had spent it on how they had spent it. And after a time, I think a year and a half, 2 years, we began to offer loans of the money. Without interest, as I said, without interest charges, because we earned instead what I call community interest. They create a strength within the community of organizations doing good things. And our largest loan was $30,000 of our own local money. That's a tall stack of our own local cash. I had printed up 2-hour notes. 2 hours, $20. The board laughed at me at the time, but eventually, in fact, when the year 2000, when Y2K came around and people were concerned whether computers were going to fail and our dollars would be foobarred, screwed, worthless, people started to buy the hours, 2-hour notes at a time. And anyway, we made a loan of $30,000 equivalent value of local currency, ironically to a bank. The credit union was building new headquarters, and they said, well, we would like to take a loan of $30,000 of value of this money. And they required their contractors to accept 5% of the value of the contract in the form of local currency. Otherwise, we made lots of loans. I would go to local businesses and I'd say, what are you having done around here? They said, well, we're going to get some painting done or shelving put in. And I said, instead of paying out dollars up front to have that done, we'll make you a loan of local currency.